term, very common term in statistics and all the analysis. What is an intercept? What is a? Can you please go on mute? Hold on, let me just put everyone on mute. Sheriff, please. This is every time I'm getting disturbed by you. You're not going on mute. I will either deactivate you. You're every.
I can't hear you, sir.
Please go on mute. Abdul, I'm making your co-host, Abdullahi. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Anup.
I'm making your co-host, whoever goes, whoever is unmuted, whoever's talking, please mute them, okay?
All right, sir.
Yeah. Because the entire recording gets disturbed. Even now, someone is. Let me mute everyone. Abdul, is this you?
Sorry, sir.
Is this you, Abdul?
Yes, it's me, sir.
Okay. I'm making your co-host.
All right, sir.
Fine. So we have 21 participants. I welcome you all once again to the third live session of this data science program, data science training. As I have promised, all these sessions for the next 3 to 4 months, all are absolutely free, no hidden agenda, no hidden terms and conditions, no unconditional, let's say no terms and condition, no money, no fee, no charges. It's absolutely free to create an awareness in people, all the aspirants who want to learn data science. One, many of the people that I've observed, they're not aware of what data science is. People want to learn just because their friends, their peers, their colleagues are learning. They also want to learn. They have no idea what this data science, machine learning, or artificial intelligence, the data analysis, all these are different terms. So the idea is to create an awareness. The idea is to tell them what is good, what are the parameters that you should select when you're going for a good program of data science. As I always say, mentor, a good mentor, an honest mentor from the industry is the most important criteria when you're selecting a program. If you have a mentor 24/7, hand holding you from the scratch, post your job, he's the best mentor, go for the program. Otherwise, if you just go for online program without a mentor, if you pay too much of money, you're not getting that support, you're not having live sessions, you're not having live query resolution, trust me, your program will not work for you. And that's the reason why I've started the free data science program, so that you're aware of the basics and why it is important for you to become aware in this world where every professional program has been hyped in the market. It is shown as if it is a rocket science. It is shown as if it is very expensive. Trust me, these programs cannot be so expensive. I have never made it expensive. I will never make it expensive. Because it should not become expensive. It should be affordable to everyone. It's not a rocket science. It just requires some hard work. It requires some practice, and it requires a dedicated mentor, a true mentor to you. That's it. So now let's discuss the agenda for today. We'll be learning. I'll be introducing you to RStudio. I'll also be introducing you to Python, just an overview as why RStudio and Python are most popular, are very popular statistical platforms across the globe for handling data science or analysis or analytics. There are many others, but we'll be working on the most popular one, and that's RStudio and Python. If I find time, I'll also introduce you to Minitab, which does not require coding. Very, very easy as Excel. But Minitab is a licensed version. You and me cannot afford this. So you can take a trial version, but ultimately you have to pay for the license fee. As a reason, I don't practice data science on Minitab. We'll also introduce you to Tableau and Power BI, and I'll also tell you why you should not learn Tableau and Power BI at the same time. Why you should not learn RStudio and Python at the same time. It will confuse you. Both have Python and RStudio, both are very easy. You just need 15 days of practice. It does not require any coding skill, but you should not learn them together because it is as good as learning German and French together. And if both German and French are not your mother tongue, you will get confused. So always keep a gap of at least 2 to 3 months between RStudio and Python, between Tableau and Power BI. But you must learn both so that you don't get rejected in the market. But keep a gap between the two. At the same time, I'll be sharing, very quick nuggets, the basics of basics, which you do every day in your role, in your duty, in your Excel sheet. How do we read and interpret a control chart? Or let's say we can see a lot of line graphs. How do we read all these data values, data points, and explain to our bosses and the clients? And we have a lot of experts over here in this group who are attending, especially if I say Mr. Anand Jha, he's the most senior person in this entire group. Okay, he's a senior to me also, and he's like my guru. Okay, and he's a champion in Six Sigma. And we have a lot of other people from Six Sigma who have joined this group to learn with us, and we will get their expertise, their view, their knowledge as well. So let's learn together, let's learn mutually. So you see, you find a lot of people, a lot of experts over here. Okay, and we will definitely take their support, we will take their views, we will take their opinion, we will learn from everyone. Fine. Sorry. So let me start with this small thing. And then we will also learn today what is an intercept, very basic thing in statistics. You have learned in grade 8, grade 5, class 6, class 7, or class 5, what is an intercept? In our life, in our data science, what is the significance? Why is an intercept, which is a very basic and a fundamental topic, why is it significant? When do we consider intercept? When do we not consider an intercept? We will learn this also. So let's start quickly, and let's start with how do we read and interpret a control chart. Very easy, and I will not take much time because I don't get into too much of detail, but we'll have just the basic, just like a nugget, just a digestion, just try digesting it. You all can see my whiteboard, right?
Right.
Good. So very quickly, every day you are seeing some graph, and this I have picked up, that's why I'm presenting it. This I've not prepared myself. Definitely, I have borrowed from Google or from site. That's the reason I'm open and I'm transparent in showing that this is coming from a company called East London and the Foundation Trust. Okay, so this data does not belong to me or my client. So you can see some control charts, some graphs. You see this every day on your Excel sheet. The moment you come to office, you get a data, you insert a line graph. Let's understand this in a very, very easy way. This center line, this is the average line of your performance. Let's say you have a team of 20 people, and for last evening or last day, you are looking at the performance. In Minitab or Python, when you try to draw this control chart, you have the option, and I will show you when I train you. This is the center line is the average line. What we are trying to see, which is always our target, why we want to improve a project. We always want that all my data values should be close to the average. That is our target in any business, even in our life. That my salary should be very close to the average salary of the company. So all these data values you see, they should be close to the average line, which you can see they're not. The upper line, this is called upper control limit. It is calculated from the data itself, or you can change the value as per your business requirement. That what is the upper control limit that you want to maintain, and similarly, what is the lower control limit that you want to maintain. What is the meaning of upper control limit, lower control limit? It means your company is saying any data value above the upper control limit or lower control limit, we will take it as a defect. It means your process, this data value has some issues, we will investigate that what has happened. What went wrong that it is going out of control. As of now, in this chart, we are not seeing any process which is out of control. What are we trying to see? Read. 8 or more consecutive points. It says 8 or more consecutive points, either all above or below the center line. This is my center line. If I see 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It says 8 or more consecutive points, either all above or below the center line. Values that fall on the CL do not cut. So this is called a shift. So whenever you get a graph, or whenever you see a data, you're preparing a line graph or a control chart. If you observe that there are 8 points above the center lines without touching the center line or coming below the center line, this is called a shift. What is the meaning of shift? It means you have made some change in the process. You have brought a new machine. You have brought a new set of agents, or you have given another level of training, because of which suddenly your score has started moving up. There's a shift which has been observed by the company. Now we have to find out what is the change you made, or what that is change which came in. So this is called a shift. Here, the same thing. If you have 8 data points below the center line, consecutively moving down or up below the center line, again there's a shift. It means there is something wrong. You have changed the process. There is something wrong, and your performance is declining. Please find out, investigate what happened. What change did you make? So this is about a shift. Let's talk about sigma violation, where I'll talk to you about what is sigma. Here it says, when you have a data point that exceeds the 3 sigma violation, when you have a data point here, this is out of control. This is above the UCL, upper control limit. If this is the point, it means there is a special cause. Something went wrong which was not expected. I come to my office between 10 and 10:10 morning. One day I came to my office at 10:30, and I told the management that there was a heavy, hold up or a traffic. That is a special cause. That was not expected, but it happened. It's okay. We can remove this data from the data value from your data, and you can recalculate the average. So this is you're violating the sigma level of plus and minus 3, and we will talk about sigma level when we start learning data science. Okay, analysis. So whenever you come in your data set, you see something out of your UCL or LCL, it means you need to investigate what is going wrong over here. There's a special cause. Now over here, you see, this is a trend, very important. Every day we talk, this is a trend. I can see a trend in you. I can see, I can observe a trend. What does that trend mean? It says 6 or more consecutive points, all going up or going down. If the value of the 2 more successive points is the same, repeat is drawn. So if 6 or more consecutive points, all are going down or up consecutively, it is a trend. Either down or it can go up. See here, it is going up. All 6 data values are going up. It's forming a trend. Here's all going down. It's forming a trend. Trend means it is moving your average. It is shifting your average somewhere. So you must find out that if you have made some changes, has it made some, your average is moving up day by day or week by week, your average moving up. Please note, there's a difference between the shift and a trend. Here it is going up, or down, consecutively. Here is going up or down above the center line and below the center line. There's a difference. Here, the fourth rule, 2 out of the 3, when you get 2 out of 3 consecutive points in the outer 1/3 of the chart, it says there are 3 points, 1, 2, 3. It says when you get 2 out of 3 consecutive points, it's consecutive, see, in the outer 1/3, again, you have to investigate that what happened over here. Normally, as expected, you're supposed to get a graph something like this, moving up, coming to the center line, going close to the center line, moving up, come down. There has to be some variation, which is called a normal, it's a normal variation. Our heart beats with a normal variation. If my heart starts beating very high, it means there's some problem with my health. So this normal variation is expected. What is this rule 5? 15 or more data points hugging the mean, hugging the center point. 15 of data points very close to the average. In a normal distribution, you should have around 68% of the data near the mean, which I will discuss with you when I talk about the empirical formula or empirical rule. We will discuss that when we discuss the distribution or the central tendency or a normal distribution, I will discuss about the normal distribution. Right now, I'm just telling you that in your daily chart, daily performance, if you observe 15 or more data points along the center line, it means all your distribution, your data distribution, not between first 1 and -1 standard deviation. It means your data is not being symmetrical, your data is not being normal. What to do next? How do we normalize it? That we will discuss in our data science program. Okay, so this is one nugget that I wanted to start with. From tomorrow, start looking at your data and see, start observing them. Then what happened? Why is it happening? And trust me, your boss, your client will be very happy when you discuss your data with some numbers, with some rules, and explain to your team members that this is the way you should look at data. Okay, now we move to I'll explain to you R Studio. That's the next agenda today. Okay, raise your hand. How many people are aware of R Studio or have used R Studio or have worked on R Studio? Every little, or how many are aware? Please raise your hands. Raise your hands. I can just see one hand. 2. 2 hands. R Studio. How many people are aware or have used R Studio? 3 hands. Tariq, have you used R Studio?
Yeah, but not like intensively, just to introduce.
No problem. Abdul has, of course, Abdul is learning with me. So Abdul has been using R Studio. And no problem, I can see you 3. So definitely there'll be more people when we talk about Python. When we come to Python, we will see. So R Studio is actually used by people who have been practicing statistics for very long. They are the oldies. or the more experts in the field of data science, Six Sigma, who have been practicing data or statistics for last 20-25 years, they have been using RStudio more extensively. I fall in one of them, but definitely, luckily, fortunately, I picked up Python in the last 2 years. And I picked up Python on R both. R was okay. We are extensive users of Minitab, then we moved to R, and now practicing a lot on Python. Wherever the new one comes in, we'll start learning there also. So RStudio is very, very it has, it is vast. But again, it's not difficult. It's not a rocket science. You don't need to understand too much of coding. Don't get into too much of detail. It is like practicing Excel. It is like practicing Python. Python and R, the differences are minimum. It is like if you're so much used to iPhone, you may not like Samsung, even though Samsung is one of the world's most preferred mobile phone. But then your mindset is with iPhone. Samsung users, the mindset is with Samsung. They don't want to switch to iPhone. Similarly, people using Python, the new generation of people using R, it is a mindset. I'm not really interested in moving to Python because I love R. It's simple. But I have to learn both because I'm training people. Since I'm training people, I have to learn both. I'm using both. That's the only reason. Otherwise, you can go with R or Python. Doesn't really matter. No company will ask you why you want to use R, why you want to use Python. But Python now is becoming more popular because of the new generation. So let's see the features of R when you download R, and I'll tell you from where you can download R. And I will share everything with you. It is there on the platform as from where you can download R. Everything is there on the platform. The technology requirement, everything's there. You say download RStudio. I'll just write post it, it'll give you. Remember one thing, you have to first download the IDE, which is called R, just R. This is RStudio IDE. First, you have to download R, and then you will download RStudio. Here, first step is to download R. Once you install R, then you have to install RStudio. If you don't install R, RStudio will not work. It is like installing Anaconda, and then launching the Jupyter node for Python. So every application requires an IDE, and this is R, and this is RStudio. Once you download on your system, then first thing you will see something like this. You will see this as a blank. Let me delete everything from here. This is how your RStudio looks like when you open it. Very simple, okay? Not a rocket science. And don't get confused. Just practice a little bit and you will get it. The coding is not difficult. It is very intuitive. If you put in one word, one letter, it's very intuitive. It will offer you the options, just like Excel. So this is a very simple window. Open file, save file. The normal thing what we do in Excel or any window. A very, very simple thing. Import data set. We hardly use this file. Even edit, we're hardly using anything on the edit side also. Code also, we are not doing much. Whatever we are not using, I'll not really, explain. When we are getting trained, then we'll start practicing R. I just want to introduce R to you today, just for your clarity. This is important session. When we have a new session, you can click this. When you say terminate R, it'll stop R. it'll stop the execution. When you say restart R, whatever you're doing right now, it'll restart from there. The way our laptop restarts, the way our laptop shuts down. This is like a quit session. When you say interrupt R, let's say, I'm just showing you what is the meaning of interrupt. Let's say, I'm just loading a data set. And how do we load a data set? From your system, you say import data set from here. This, when you say text-based, that is CSV. We will practice when we start. This is a CSV file. If you want to import from Excel, you can do it from here. SPSS from other data. Let's say I'm uploading from CSV file. Very simple. You will see your data over here. Don't make any change as of now. Even not, I will explain all these things when we train. Just say import. You will see your data over here. Just go back with this arrow. And whatever you can see in your console, I will explain this console to you. This is a console. Copy from here, paste it over here, and just say run, execute. You're not doing anything much to import. Now, my data is ready. I've uploaded my data. Now, I want to run something. Just let me run. You don't have to learn this. I'm just doing it for your knowledge to show something. So what I'm trying to show that when you execute something, when you run something, and if you want to stop it, maybe sometimes you put a wrong code. So if you want to stop this, you can say interrupt. So now let me run this. I'm running this code, running this function or command. Now it is running, and I say stop. Okay, it was too fast. Okay, so here it's still saying stop. I'll say terminate, interrupt. I say interrupt. So now it has stopped the execution of the command, and you can see the red light on. That is the function of interruption. Okay, which we will learn. Then the one thing that we use is over here, the global options. Here. This here you can just personalize your R window. Let's say I want 100, I want zoom, I want 80%. So I can personalize it. I want this. I can personalize this. So personalize your R window the way you want as per your choice. You want the larger font, smaller font. You can do whatever you want to. Here, I want this. I want to change this. This is your choice. Okay, and we say okay, and done. So this is more of a personalizing your R. Now let me explain. You can see a lot of windows, right? You can see a lot of windows. Let's explain these windows very quickly. This is called a terminal or the source. This is called console. Whatever you code over here, let's say Anoop is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, I'm just storing something. Okay, and now I print. I say Anoop. I will get the answers over here. Okay, so it gives me, it adds 1, 2, 3, and it gives me, so I will get the answer in this window, and I'll be coding over here. Okay, now so this is the source, or this is a terminal, or the source. This is a console. Now you can see over here, you'll again see some windows over here. Very important. whatever you're doing over here, you can see the history. You can see everything, all the data, everything over here. Whatever you're doing, you can see in this environment, whatever you've done. You want to see there's some data that I had practiced. Okay. Whatever the variables in my data, you can see everything. What did I do over here? Whatever you're doing, you can see everything in the environment over here. Just for reference purpose. This is a history. Whatever I have done, I can see the history over here. So that I can refer, okay, I had done this coding last time. Okay, this coding. So I can go back and I can, I can select, I can copy some codes from here. Tutorial is all for about learning your R. Now from here in the environment, you can open the folder. You can save your workspace. You can import the data from here. And this part is showing how much space is there in your memory, because this R which you're using, it's not private, you're not paying for it. It's on a public space. So you have limited memory, you have limited workspace which you can use because you're not paying for it. So you can clear your memory from here. So this is your environment. Now this over here is very useful. These are the files which we are practicing. I can open the files from here. My data, whatever we were doing. This is a plot, very important thing. Let's say I'm plotting something. So let's say I'm plotting something. Plot. Okay, I've not uploaded this data. Let me just upload this data again. It got deleted. Now I want to plot two variables from my data. So I say practice one variable. Let me take two variables from here. And it is very case sensitive. It is every syntax, every comma. If there's a comma is wrong, it'll give you an error. So let me plot something. And I'll show you the challenge that you'll face. Now, what is the error? You can see an error over here. It says plot.new, figure margins too large. It means I'm not giving enough space to R to plot it. So what I do, I drag my screen this side and I drag it here also. I'm giving it some space so that it can plot it can take the command and it will plot. Now it has plotted something, because the moment I close this, I'm not giving space, so it will give me this error. So it's important to give enough space when you're plotting something. Package the entire R and Python. They run on libraries and packages. In Python, you all often hear about NumPy, Pandas, sklearn, and number. Here in R, also you have millions of packages and libraries for anything, and it's very easy because you'll get used to the common packages which you're using. And in all probability, in my last 3 years that I've been using R, I have not used more than maybe 50 to 60 packages, which are common across all the analysis that I use. The maximum I may have learned, or the maximum I require today is around 50 to 60 packages. I don't need to learn. It's just like Excel, I know what a function to use. So these are the packages. You can install packages for me. I'm just giving an example. I install a package in two ways. Install, and the moment you write install, R is very intuitive. It will give you install.packages. Yes, install.packages. I say I'm using one package, dply, very, very common package, and I say run. You can see over here. You can see on the console. It says pack. Now, after installing the package, it is a must, it's mandatory to run the library. You're loading the libraries from this DPLRY here. If you install the package, it is mandatory to run the library with the same name, for the same package. If you don't run the library, you will not get the functions. So now I run the library, and similarly, you can install you don't have to write install packages from here. You can go and install the packages from here. I say, okay, I select this. Then I give a comma. I say, install another package. I may have to install 10 packages at a time. Okay, God, I'm installing all these packages together. So, and then I can run the library separately. So this is about the packages and library in R, which is very important, and you will learn them as you move ahead. So let's say I'm just using a function, I'm just using one function, a command to do something. I'm saying mean of my overall service level, one variable of my data. I'm just saying mean. This is a function. Mean is a function that I'm telling R that is a function, and I get the mean. Okay, 87.1. If I have to see that what else I can do with the mean, how I can learn more, how I can utilize mean effectively, I go to help. I write this function over here, mean, and will tell you everything what you can do with the mean. What are options you have to use with the mean? Right now, what I said mean and just the data. That's it. I can use trim is equal to 0, n dot r is equal to false. I can put a lot of arguments and parameters. It all depends how much you want to learn and what is your objective. So this is the basic of R. I just wanted to show you all these are, you must keep on deleting all your files from here. More the tabs you keep open will occupy more space, and your R may start hanging. So this is the basic of R that I wanted to explain to you before I move to the Python. And when we start learning, we'll start learning on R and Python. So don't worry. Any question before I move to Python? Any question? Any small query which I can take up?
Yes, Anup, I have a question. What do you think the use of R versus Python in terms of industry? Like, what is being mostly used?
Okay. One, let me explain to you. Both R and Python, as I said, they are statistical platforms. They are statistical platforms. It has a lot of functions and a lot of libraries where all the high-end algorithms for the machine learning, AI, they have been configured. All the computational algorithms, they have been configured in R and Python, which not many platforms, like the way we use Minitab 19. Minitab statistical platform is different. Here, you can analyze, you can run any sort of analysis, including the biggest data you have. It can handle big data. It can handle very complex data. It can handle very complicated data. It can handle non-normal data. It can handle all the assumptions. It can handle outlier. I mean, all these algorithms which have been put over there in R and Python, it can handle any type of data which maybe our Excel cannot handle. Maybe The Minitab 19 I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the Minitab statistical part, okay? Maybe Minitab cannot handle because of the space, because of the limitation of algorithms and the computational power that R and Python have. Sir, have I answered your question?
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else who has a question regarding R before I move to Python, please? Otherwise, anyway, once we start learning, we will start answering and we will start practicing on R and Python, and everything is there on the platform, guys. Here, I'll just let me just take this opportunity to show you that everything is there on the platform, on our platform of ABSC Analytics, and you have free access to lot of reference videos, lot of modules. Here, you have the program details, you have the features, benefits, the assignments, quizzes. I'll add the quizzes over here. You have all the live sessions which we are recording now. I'll be putting the third session over here. However, you have the reference videos of my past batches, of my learners. You can watch all these videos for your further learning. If you want to move ahead, all this thing, please, we are not charging you anything. This is for your growth. This is for your learning. Absolutely 100% free of cost. So don't worry. You can watch any video. I have a lot of reference videos. Lot of reference videos. You have a lot of modules, Python modules, basic statistics, advanced statistics, all these modules you can download. You can download all these modules, but you cannot download the videos. We don't allow you to download the videos, but you can download the modules. Because videos are something which definitely I want to keep as a copyright. Because these are my own videos. These are not the videos from YouTube or from any other channel, any other source. These are my own videos, my own live session videos where I train people. You can watch them. Okay. So now let's move to Python. And you can see I've already shared the link on the information of the group on the WhatsApp. And I keep sending you reminders. So now let's move to Python. So when you have Python, you have to first download, you have to install Anaconda Navigator. Now, Anaconda Navigator will have lot of platforms, including RStudio. Don't worry. We'll have a lot of platforms, Spider, Data, Studio Cloud, Jupyter Lab. You have to launch Jupyter Note. You have to launch Jupyter Notebook from Anaconda Navigator. Here we launch. This is a web-based. The way RStudio, it is an application-based. Anaconda or this thing, Jupyter, it is a web-based. So everything is saved on cloud. So now when you open Jupyter Note, this is the way you see. If I want to upload a new data, I can upload my new data set from here. The same may be learned on Excel. You can download, you can upload your data from here. Okay, so let's say I've already uploaded a data. I've uploaded a data. Let's say this one. This is the one I've uploaded just 1 hour ago. And I click this. Python is also very easy, very user-friendly. In fact, more user-friendly than R. The syntax is easier. If you get used to Python, you will love Python. So this is the way your Python platform looks like. Same features, again, very common windows, file, the way you want to save, the way you want to download. You want to download as HTML, you want to download as Python note, PDF, whatever you want to download. Same thing, edit, and whatever you have these, you can see over here. View, which we will learn. Insert, if you want to insert a key or cell, we'll talk about. What is important is this kernel. In R, we learned session where interrupt R. Here we are interrupting under kernel. Restart kernel means restart Python. Here reconnect, shutdown, or over there we had terminate. Everything is same. The names are different. The keywords are different. Here you must see that showing trusted. Normally when you start, it'll show not trusted. You change it to trusted. Here you'll see Python 3, IPY kernel. So all these things will be the indication that everything is running fine. Here you can save. Here you can. Now let me explain this markdown and what this is. If you come to the scroll down, you will see code. So if I click a cell, this is a cell. If I write something, let's say Anup is equal to 1 plus 2, sorry. I like this. So now by default, it is a code. And I say, or print Anup. It is quite similar, it's a matter of practicing. But don't practice two together. As I explained in the beginning, never practice R and Python together. Please keep a gap of 2 to 3 months. First, either learn Python or learn R. If you try practicing together, trust me, you will be totally confused. You will mess up your learning. First master or first get exposed to R, leave it after 2 3 months, and then start with Python. That's my honest opinion. Please, because this is the way I also messed up when I tried learning both, like French and German. And since French and German both are not my mother tongue, I could not understand. I messed up. I messed up badly. Okay, so now if I say by default, I'm giving it's taking as a code. Now, if I say markdown, it means it's going to give me a type of note. I'm making a note here. It is not a code anymore. It is a note. Let's say note. When I say note, I say regression case study. Or, I'm saying something like adding. This is a markdown. And now if I say that, that I say heading. Now, see, 2 hashes means 2 level of heading. If I give 1, it'll change. So if I say 1 hash, I run, it'll give it this. If I say I add 1 more hash, and I say run, it'll change the font. If I say 3 hash, I say run, it'll reduce the font. So I want to give a header 1, with large font. So I say run, it'll give me a large font. If I say raw NP convert, this is the way it'll give you. There's a problem statement. So again, it'll come with practice, guys. This is like same run we had in R. Here also we are running the execution. Now, if I want to add 1 more cell, I've added 1 more cell. I want to move this up. I move this up. I move this down. I copy this. I copy this. I paste it. These are very basic things like Excel. Very, very user friendly. And you'll get used to this. So Python is again very, very easy, and you can learn the code the way we talk about import numpy as np, import pandas as pt, import matplot library again as a plt. Again, all these libraries are very, very easy and very common ones. It's not as many as R, but of course even Python is vast. But Python has made it very, very intuitive, and Python is compressed and made it very, very concise, and it sounds like English, very intuitive. Let's say I want to see the average. I just my thought. I want to see the average. What happens if I say and tab? So if I say mean, and if I press the tab, it'll give me. It's very intuitive. If I want to, or I can say like English, very common English. Whatever you want to think of, you type in, and you will get the function similar to that, and then you can actually explore, and you can use the Python code. The coding is not difficult, guys. It is just a practice, very easy. Same thing what we are doing in R. Here is say card.tail. If I say card.tail, it'll give me, sorry, the data is not. Let me upload the data. I have to upload the data, okay? So here I say card.tail. In R, I say the same thing. I say if I want a variable, and I say head. So this is what happens when you're using both together. This is what happens. You start mixing up the codes. I say head, service level. It gives me about the service level. Okay, it gives me first 20 data values of service level. Okay. If I say 10, it will give me 10. Similarly, here in Python, they're saying card.tail. It's just one word here and there. There we are saying head or tail, and here is giving me the tail is coming later, head is coming later. So it is just switching of the words or the commands here and there. Otherwise, here we say car info, there we say str structure. Here we say object, in R we say factor. Here we say float, in R we say numeric. Remember one thing that I want to explain to you. Very, very important, and must remember this. Very, very important. As I said, it doesn't matter you're using Python or R. It doesn't really matter. What matters is the outcome. R and Python cannot change your outcome because they both are using statistics, right? 2 plus 2 has to be 4. This is universally proved. This is a universal truth. R and Python, they cannot say that, R cannot say that 2 plus 2 is equal to 5, and Python cannot say that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. No, both have to give the same outcome. So the outcome from Python and R, of course, they are same because you're using same statistical formula for all the analysis. So what matters is, it doesn't matter about the code, how good you are at the code, or how fast you're coding. What matters, guys, is that how well can you interpret this? How well can you explain the outcome of the statistical analysis coming from R or Python? That is more important because writing a code in R or Tableau or Python or making data visualization is not tough. It's easy. Writing something on Excel is easy. But explaining something, explaining a graph, the way I taught you today, explaining a graph, explaining an outcome of the statistical analysis, that is the skill of a data scientist, that is the skill of a data analyst. Writing a code on Python and R is not the skill of a data analyst that the market or the company is looking for. They're least bothered how good you are with the coding of R or Python. They're not concerned. Can you explain this analysis very well so that how you can bring a good solution to my business? What can you do with the data to bring the best solution to my business? That is what they will ask you when you're sitting on the table for an interview. They will ask you about the basics. And that is what you should look into a program. Whoever is teaching you, are they teaching you the concepts? Are they teaching you the basics? Are they teaching you the fundamentals? Instead of just saying, okay, I'll teach you machine learning, there's a code. But ultimately, when I come across so many people every day, and I see that they don't understand the basics. They just know, okay, machine learning, but they don't know what is in the machine learning. What is the fundamental? How do they read the outcome? How do they read the interpretation of the report coming from these platforms? That's what you have to learn. That's where your focus should be. So today, I think I'll not be able to cover more than R and Python. The Tableau and the Power BI, I'll be covering in my next session. Today, I have one more thing to explain to you, which I had promised. And that is today the idea was to give you a hint or exposure to Python and R and why they are important and why you should not learn both of them together. Now, another very basic thing, very, very basic, which you come across every day, but maybe you're not conscious, you're not aware of this. What is an intercept? What is the significance and in any analysis? Let me explain to you in very, very simple words, with a very, very simple example. So, we all have used this graph, this chart in our school time when we had maybe class grade 4, grade 5, or grade 8 also. What is an intercept? In simple word, why intercept? We all know that this is my vertical axis, my Y, my response, the outcome. My X, this is my X. Whatever changes I make X, I can see their response in Y. This is a basic thing we all know. Now, what is an intercept? When your X is 0, what is your Y? An example, even if I'm unemployed, when I'm unemployed, my expenses, when my income is equal to 0, my expenses will be something, let's say, 10,000. Even when my income is 0, my expenses is 10,000. So what is my y-intercept? This is my intercept is 10,000. So whenever your x is 0 at any given time, at any given point, and you have some value on y, that is an intercept. Now, for instance, let's say at this place you have to accept the intercept, you have to keep the intercept in your analysis. But let's say another example, my weight and height, they both are related. But your height is, let's say, 156, 180 something, and your weight is, let's say, 65, 68, and your height you're showing as 185. Of course, this cannot be intercept because your weight cannot be 0. Since your weight cannot be 0 at any point, or your height or weight cannot, here you cannot take an intercept. You cannot take an intercept over here. It doesn't make any logic. So one can be your y-intercept, the other can be your x-intercept. So when your x is 0 and y is 4, this is your 0, this is your 4, this is your y-intercept. When your y is 0 and your x is -4 over here, this is your x-intercept. So what is the value of x when your y is 0? What is the value of y when your x is 0? So intercept means in your business, in your daily business, in your daily performance, what can you say about your daily performance? Let's say that even if one of your team member doesn't go for some sort of training or doesn't perform too much, even then he will give you a score of, let's say, 60% or 40%. Even if I don't study for 1 hour, if I don't study for my examination, I will still get some score. I might still get some 40%, 30%, 20%. That is the intercept. So in order to see that even if your team members are not studying, not performing very well, not going for training, and not logging in enough, not meeting your inputs, but still they are giving some performance, that is intercept. Then you need to improve something. Okay, so I just wanted to touch up the concept of intercept, where you come across every day in your daily life, in your performances and all, and you must understand why we use intercept. And we will use the intercept extensively when we learn, when I teach you, sorry. When I teach you regression. So when I teach you regression, this is where I teach you about the intercept. Why the intercept is important in your regression equation, in predicting your performance, team performance. So we will learn when we move to these topics. Any question before we call it a day? I will cover the Tableau and the Power BI in my next session. That's on Thursday. Any question, guys? Anyone with any question? I'll be more than happy to answer.
From my end, sir.
Okay. Abdel from Malaysia. Abdul. Abudin.
No question.
Anand sir, anything from your side? Any input from your end? Any feedback where how we can improve these sessions for our aspirants, the learners who are there? How we can improve, sir?
Okay, maybe for improve, maybe we can have
We can?
maybe we can have hands-on, like we try to follow you.
Yeah, that we can do. Yeah. So Anand sir, any input from you?
No, I think it was very good, Anoop. Okay. And I think you covered both R and Python nicely. Only request is that when you are moving with a detailed analysis, we'll go either, let's choose one platform, either
Yeah,
R or Python. Okay, so
yeah, that's
we'll
what
concern. Yeah,
that's what I said, sir. That we will first learn one and then we will
Yeah.
learn the second. We will not mix up.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I've had that bad experience in my life.
Yeah. Sure.
Dr. Shanwal Majid, any question? Shinedu? ID James, Jaya Chaudhary from My Society. Any question?
Yes, no question.
Okay. Jaya, what do you do? What are you into? Sorry, I wanted to ask, but I forgot.
Sorry.
What do you do? What profile are you into?
I'm in IT. IT field.
Okay. Okay. Jean, Jonah, Pallavi. Guys, please ask question. I want you to participate.
question. Sir.
I want you people to participate. Make it interactive. Make it interesting. Otherwise, I don't want to speak. I've spoken for 1 hour. Now it's time for you to speak. Please.
Hi, Anup.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hi. So actually, I work as a data visualization in data analytics. So my question, I think it will be more clear, I think later on when you have sessions on Python or R, because I right now can't relate like how I know Python. I had done a course in Python, but I don't know how to use it. That in
Don't
my
worry.
yeah.
You are also in my society. So anytime you can, walk into my house, okay, and we can sit together. Maybe you have learned the Python development and not the statistical analysis, right?
Yeah, I think that's right. What you are saying.
Python development is different and statistical analysis is different.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Thanks so much, Anup. Yeah.
Yeah. So when it comes to visualization, when we talk about the Tableau and the Power BI, that will give you more clarity, and I will explain that why learning R and Python along with Tableau, they both have to go hand in hand for learning.
Yeah, that's what I like. I'm not able to understand. Yeah, thanks so much.
Don't worry, I'm there.
Okay.
Yeah, Shanwaz, Dr. Shanwaz, please. Anyone else? I can see 22 people. Yogesh? Vivek? Vishal?
Yes, sir, just I want to, sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
So I know what is the difference between Python and R? Either both are same or some different?
It is like you're driving a Honda car and you're driving a Maruti. Okay, the features may be a little different. Ultimately, the outcome is same. The approach of driving on the road is same. The traffic on the road will not change. Even if you drive, either you drive Honda, you drive a Maruti, the traffic on the road will not change. It's just the features may change a little bit. So it is more of the syntax, more of the course, more of the terms. Otherwise, the outcome is same. You understand, Vivek?
Yes, sir.
And since you're already learning with us, you're already in our group learning. So I'll train you more.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I wanted to ask one more question. Stupid Huda. Any question from you?
Hey, Arup, yes, I do have a question. It is regarding we got the access to the online module, but it looks totally different as compared to what you have. Like when I log in, I hardly see any things in this. So would these things be uploaded later or?
I will get you in, don't worry.
Okay, got it.
I will get
Otherwise,
you in,
everything was good today. Like you were very descriptive about things. So it was good to be in the session today.
No, Subin, we have not been started. Don't worry. Once we start, it'll become more interesting. The only thing, we have 100+ people in the group, but I only see 20-25 people joining the sessions. And out of 25 people, I don't see people participating. I want people to participate.
Right.
And I want, from 100 people, I want more and more people coming in. Otherwise, just to stay in a group, it doesn't make any sense. I'm not interested in seeing, the quantity. I'm more interested in quality. I'm not interested in 100, 170 people. I can go say, you know what, I have 100 people in my group, not interested in saying that. I want to see how many people are learning with us. That's it. How many are committed? Rest who are not interested, they can quit the group. And this is what I will write today. Who are not interested, they can quit the group after 2-3 sessions. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your time, and sleep well. Good night. We'll again catch up on Thursday. And whatever feedback I have got through the survey, I'm taking care of each and every feedback, each and every description that you've given me. I'm taking care of it, and I'll try my best to implement everything. I will not please everyone, but I'll definitely, overall as a common practice, I will change a few things. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, and take care. Good night.
Thank you so much, Anup.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
Thank you so much, Anup.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Good night.
Yeah, the recording will be uploaded in next 30 to 45 minutes on YouTube
Thanks,
plus
and
my
goodbye,
platform.
everyone.
Thanks a lot once again. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Thank you.